Hey guys, today is December 22nd, and welcome to Donald Duck Goin' Quackers for the N64. Load. Yep. Oh, no, never mind. See, I had a 100%. I just wanted to do that to show off that I did indeed have a 100% completion file for this game already, but that turns out to not be the case. I must have deleted it because I wanted to start fresh. It says 00. Okay. BBB. I'm not gonna put in anything important for yeah. Yeah, this is, and that's such a cool, like, title screen, file select screen, whatever.
Here to bring you this exciting special report. I've actually found my way into the foreign kingdom of Murloc, the terrible magician. I'm going to
Looks like Indiana Jones.
new plans he has in store for us.
Looks like some Aztec or Mayan temple, maybe.
I can hear Murloc from where I'm standing. I'm going to try and get a closer look. It seems that Murloc is working on a really strange machine.
Look out behind you, it's some dude.
I'm gonna rescue her.
So, the timeless clash between British Donald and American Donald. No, I don't actually remember what that other character's name is, but good. The plan to use a skateboard has terribly backfired, and this tall guy who looks like the mascot for a fried chicken restaurant. He looks like Los Pollos Hermanos. That's what he looks like. The logo for that. Anyway, we have this incredibly cool, like, sci-fi lab, and this is our overworld, or level select, or whatever you want to call it. Yes. So, I've only known about this game's existence for like a little over 2 years. It started out, I found out about it, and there used to be this account that I followed on Instagram called N64 Snap that all it would do was it would post random screenshots from different N64 games throughout the years. And this was one of them, and I was like, am I missing something? Are these G's supposed to be doing something? Is there like a tutorial that I've missed out? Oh. Okay, maybe I should start over. No, I'm not gonna start over. I already know how to play this game, pretty much. Is he saying to do a double jump? Oh, that is one strong-ass double jump. Yes, I've beaten this game once, but that was over the summer, so it's been a few months. So yeah, N64 Snap was an Instagram account I really liked because through it I was finding out a lot about different N64 games that I had never played, and also ones that I have played that are a bit more obscure that I'm super nerdy about. Stuff like Space Station Silicon Valley, which I was obsessed with when I was 13 for some weird reason. Eat ice cream, you get invincible, and apparently do a bunch of Karate Kid poses. I don't know. So that was quite a while before I actually started emulating N64 games. And I played this game like a little bit. But the thing that happened that really piqued my interest in this game was somebody on YouTube made like a video essay about it, saying something about, oh, you know, that time that Disney made a Crash Bandicoot clone. And it was funny, like, before that I hadn't realized how similar this game was to the Crash Bandicoot games. And yeah, as someone who didn't grow up with the PlayStation, I still really have no way of playing the Crash Bandicoot games. Well, except for emulating them, I guess. And I know they're on Steam, but I don't care for the modern graphics. I would much rather play the original PS1 versions, but I just have this one memory of going to my friend's house and playing Crash Bandicoot 3. And one, just from being amazed at what an amazing game that was. Get in there! It's like the floor isn't aligned perfectly with the roof. But two, that memory is kind of bittersweet because that friend, unfortunately, is no longer alive. So, but I was like, oh my gosh, this really is kind of like a Crash Bandicoot clone. And yeah, I 100%ed this game last summer. It's funny how Disney licensed games are actually pretty good for the most part, like unironically. Like I'd say Mickey's Speedway USA has to be like unironically my favorite racing game on N64. I don't know how much of a... Flame me in the comments if that's a controversial opinion. No, I don't know. This probably isn't gonna get that many comments. Great. I'm gonna try not to, like, use gratuitous save states in this LP because I really don't need to with a game like this, and I feel like they've been too much of a crutch for me, especially with SMB 3, which which is on my mind because I just finished that playthrough today, and I was kind of like, let's start something new because I finished SMB 3, just kind of for the novelty of it all, you know? And I was like, this is short. This probably is only gonna be like, I don't know, 7 videos most. No, probably more than, probably like 12. I don't know, depends on how long I'm gonna make the videos. Like if every video's like 20 minutes, then probably it'll be a little shorter. But some of these LPs that I'm doing right now just feel like forever projects. Yeah, forever wars, to use a political term. Well, like B33, like I started that game and I didn't really intend to finish it. I just wanted to keep doing it for as long as it felt fitting. Oh, I was saying, yeah, Disney games are unironically pretty good, usually. You know, some of the most, like, iconic Super Nintendo games are like Aladdin and Lion King and Jungle Book. But also, like, on N64, some of my favorite games are this and Tigger's Honey Hunt. Speaking of Winnie the Pooh games, Piglet's Big Game is unironically a really cool game. You know, I'd like to play that if I ever figure out a way to play GameCube games, emulation or otherwise. But, one of the first games I really fell in love with, and I had this game as, I think, 11-year-old on my Wii, was the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland tie-in game for the Wii. I remember being pretty obsessed with that game, so much so that it was my first project for this channel. And that game, I still think is really cool. I still think it has some pretty mind-blowing puzzles, which is fitting because if you're gonna make a Alice in Wonderland game, it's gotta be mind-bending in some way, shape, or form. I feel like there's something over here, and I was not wrong about that. This first level is pretty. It's not like... I wouldn't say it's the game's standout level. Shit. Am I gonna have to get it again because I I don't know. I do like forest and mountain type levels. I do like forests and mountains in real life. I don't know if I would say this is the game's standout level, but then again, I'm not sure I know what is the game's standout level. This game does have some really cool... Just watching the scenery go by in the background is always a treat for me when it comes to playing these kinds of games, because it's always just so cool and so impressive how much detail goes into it. Oh, especially with racing games. That's kind of what I've been noticing with racing games recently. I've been on a kick where first I was playing like Hydro Thunder, Diddy Kong Racing, and something else. Mickey Speedway USA. I play a little of Beetle Adventure Racing, but not more than like 15 minutes. But I was playing the Cruisin' games. Cruisin' Exotica, Cruisin' World, Cruisin' USA. Those games are hilarious. Like, the game has like semi-realistic car crashes in it, and you're constantly trying to avoid like other cars on the road. I don't know. Something about that is just funny to me. Like, it feels like laughing at something you shouldn't be laughing at. You know, that meme about like Germa laughing at car accidents? Let's see, can I do my Germa 985 impression? Just think about it. The idea is so funny. You get in this car, this machine that moves you. That sounds more like Christopher Walken than it does Germa, but whatever. Okay, calm down, Donald. Don't be so mad at me. That's cool. Look at all those flowers. That's nice. Oh, that was a death? Okay. You know. You do have a double jump in this game. It does kind of make things a bit too easy with the double jump sometimes. And then you have a kick. Make my beat, twin. Here's the kick. Here's the snare. Here's the hi-hat. Okay, Donald, calm down. Nice. Here's the checkpoint. Yeah. I don't know how much details I want to get into with, like, the Crash Bandicoot thing. Like, you know... I mentioned I had a friend, and he died, and I didn't exactly mention how. And I feel so conflicted, like, should I mention that? And I still think probably not. Like, I don't want to put a damper on this whole episode. But every time I think of Crash Bandicoot 3, I think of him, so it's just kind of, I don't know what it is. Got a frog in my throat. Actually, only woke up like an hour ago, and it's 10 p.m. And you know me, like, I have this very erratic sleep schedule. But the thing is, after recording that SMB3 episode, the finale, I was so tuckered out that all I wanted to do was lie down, and I have this, like, really nice black and green sort of plaid, like black background, but with like a red and green plaid pattern quilt. And as I mentioned already, it's December 22nd, and it's just the perfect weather for like snuggling up under a warm quilt. So as soon as I turned off the light in my room, I was out in like a number of minutes. Which sometimes it's just an unfortunate fact. Sometimes I sleep better during the PM, or, you know, during the time I'm supposed to be awake, than at night when you know, I'm lying awake, just kind of staring at the ceiling for sometimes like 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 4 hours if it gets really bad. So that's why I've tried like different sleeping medications. I don't know. It does feel kind of nice though when you can be like, you know, screw the world. I'm gonna sleep on my own schedule, and I'm gonna take a walk at 2 a.m. and just kind of, it feels rebellious. That's the best way I can describe it. So, okay, 1 second. Oh, that's really cool. I've never seen that idle animation before. It feels like something out of like Rayman 2 or Tonic Trouble. I still need to play Tonic Trouble, man. That was, I really loved that game. Finding out about it during high school or whatever that was the period when I started getting really obsessed with quirky N64 games of like a particular persuasion, sort of like Space Station Silicon Valley and Rocket Robot on Wheels, and I like every time I try to say the name of that game, it sounds British, like I'm saying robot instead of robot. Whatever. I don't need to get all these blue stars. It's not like they count towards a secret goal or anything. They're just for lives. But yeah, that's a game I need to play. Rayman 2 I've played, I don't know how much of. I was playing a little bit of it in grad school. Come on, dude. And I still haven't beaten that game. Maybe I'm intimidated by it? I don't know, it just seems kinda hard. But it's also kinda, it's very linear. So, I don't know, the difficulty is not like getting stuck necessarily, as it is just like dealing with very challenging like little sections. Like for instance, there's like a poisonous swamp where you have to like use the snake character to get through it, but you're going so fast that it's hard to control. Or like there's sections where you're sliding down a huge hill, and the game kind of penalizes you, like if you don't get 100%. Well, I don't know. It's just very hard to get 100% in any particular level. And then it's like, oh, too bad you didn't get the bonus level, you chump, you loser. No, I'm exaggerating, but... Oh, this is cool, this little hut right here. Feels like, you know, when I've gone to the Adirondacks and hiked one of those trails. Or where's Ossable Chasm? That was like one of the last places I hiked, I think. I know I hiked somewhere like along the Delaware River Gap, so like in Pennsylvania somewhere. But yeah, no, it makes sense that this game would have something that's kind of like Rayman because they're both Ubisoft. So I'm guessing this game did say it was made by Ubisoft. So I'm assuming a bunch of French people made this game. Actually, I remember seeing the credits for this game and being kind of surprised because it was actually a lot of Arabic names. It was some French and some Arabic, and I think this game was actually developed in either Morocco or Algeria, like one of the North African countries. Alright, boss time. It's Toki Tori. Imagine that actually was like a conscious reference to Tokitori. The first Tokitori was Game Boy Color, so I think that would have been after this. I don't know. Too ugly to be. Anyway. Now I can't unsee it. My lunch has come along just in time. Okay. How does this boss work again? Just run around in circles. Jump on the chickies. Okay, cool. Jump on the chickies, please. You're so fast! Are you mocking me? Are you laughing at me? Are you mocking me? Okay, and then watch out for the big guy. He's jumping on you and jumping on you all the time, and then you jump on him. Oh god. Literally a chicken without a head. Well, not that that saying's figurative. I love that. I love how the levels are a straight line, but this boss is a circle. It's kind of the same idea as like Kirby 64, the first two bosses. That's fine. Wait, how did that not hit me? I fully expected that to hit me. Also, this environment kind of reminds me of Fungi Forest. That was actually one of the LPs that I debated starting today, but like I mentioned with the joke about Forever Wars, like, B33, I don't know how long it's actually going to last, because, you know, that could last 30 or 40 videos, and I might just give up and give up the ghost. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's what owls say, not chickens. But yeah, Donkey Kong 64 would be another game that I start with no real intention of finishing, just because, like, I would start it just because it's fun to record. Also, that game is so frustrating. Like, I have a very low frustration tolerance, and I know for a fact that I would not be able to complete that game and stay sane. Great Uncle Donald, you did it! Thank you for rescuing my toys. See you later! And now we unlock a chase level. So the way this game works is that you get all the toys to unlock a chase level. You get all the boss pieces to unlock the boss. And once you do the chase level, then you unlock the time trial levels. And then you do all of those, and it's optional. It goes towards, 100% or whatever, but it unlocks the different costumes for Donald, which I like messing around with the different costumes. I'd be pretty scared. Alright, time to run from the bear. There's, speaking of Disney games, there's also Castle of Illusion, which I think is a remake of a Sega game with the same title, but I played the Steam version of that, actually. That was a really cool game. Like, I haven't played it in years, but I remember enjoying it. Oh, the bees! I remember it had a level like this at the beginning where you were running down a giant hill and something was chasing you. It also reminds me of, like, one of the first levels of Mr. Bones. You're running through, like... Yeah, I was gonna make a comment to how similar this game, this level looks to the mountain levels in Mr. Bones, which look vaguely like the Pacific Northwest, or like northwestern Canada, or southwestern Canada, I guess I should say. Northwestern Canada is like way up by Yukon, but I mean like Pacific Northwest type forests like around Seattle and Vancouver. I went to Mount Rainier once. I think I was like 12 or 13. That was a cool trip. Let's see, I was 12 or 13 around that time, and I remember I was still kind of sort of watching Josh Jepson and Pete Hall and some of the different Let's Players who were popular at that time. Pete Hall was doing like the Mega Man X series, like X4 and X5, and the weirder games in that series. I don't even remember what Josh Jepson was doing. I remember there was like a Super Mario Galaxy Versus, and that was like attacking toucans and what's her name? Donna Bells. But I don't watch any of those people anymore. Are you kidding me? I can't make it over that one thorny bush. Maybe I need a better head start. Come on, get a better head start. And the ice cream actually does make you a little bit faster, but then you still got to do this diagonal jump here and another diagonal jump and jump over the bush and porcupine and... Come on, checkpoint, please. And that was the end, of course. Bye-bye, Mr. Bear. As you do the comical Scooby-Doo falling into a hole animation. Hey, Donald! You've finally caught up to me. I must admit, I'm impressed. Are you impressed with my British accent? What about you and me have a little competition? If you can beat all my time records in this area, then I'll give you something worth running for. That sounds like a threat. I like how Donald is just panting and out of breath. Donald! By the way, good luck. You're going to need it to break my records. That reminds me of something from Homestar Runner. What is it? We don't have formulate on my planet, Rumble. Anyway, I think that does it for this episode of Donald Duck Goin' Quackers. Watch this be the last episode? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, hopefully stay tuned for more shenanigans. Bye.